My students have responded overwhelmingly positively to the instructional changes I've made since I started with ARA. This is my third year as an ARA instructor. So now my juniors that I have this year, I also had as freshmen, and they also got to experience my ARA strategies that I got from this program. And they come to class knowing that we're going to be doing something every day. Like, hey, it's English, we're doing things. And when we are getting up and doing something active, they are ready to go because we built in those norms. They know that, hey, we get up, we go to this, we do the thing at this station, then we move on. I don't have to constantly reinforce those rules anymore because I've just melded it into my teaching style. But they also get excited for those kinds of things. They come in the room and it says, clear everything off your desk because we're writing on the tables today. And they're like, yeah, let's go. And it's really rewarding to see how they just light up when I'm like, hey, we're diagramming sentences on the table. Last year specifically, I had a group of students. We were doing a lesson that's on the K20 Learn website called Reframing the Argument, where we give them the Heinz dilemma, which is a man steals a very expensive cure for cancer to save his wife. Is he responsible? Should he be prosecuted for theft? And I had this table of 4 boys, and if you know anything about 17-year-old boys, is that they do not care about English. 4 boys, and they were vehemently arguing their points on this with using good evidence. They were backing themselves up really well, and they were having a really vehement discussion about what I asked them to talk about at 9:00 on a Tuesday morning. And my curriculum specialist, Polly, was like, "Oh my gosh, they are into this." And I was like, "You'd never know that 2 of them are on an IEP." And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I couldn't get either of those 2 kids to talk at the beginning of the year, and now they're volunteering to read out loud, and they're sharing their thoughts with not just the people at their table, but with me and with the rest of the class." So I just got to see these kids just absolutely come alive. As an English teacher, I will live and breathe and die by CER, which is claim evidence reasoning. It is a beautiful map of how to get students to establish what they're trying to argue about and back themselves up using evidence from the text. And that's it's both a really important standard, and it's really important, to me as an educator, that they know how to do that. I also really enjoy highlighting, because telling kids to annotate text, they don't know what that means. When I give them a specific, you need to go highlight the things in the text that you think are important, and you need to write why you highlighted it next to it. It gives them actionable steps when I'm giving them a piece of text to analyze, as opposed to just, okay, start highlighting stuff, because they don't know what to do. They've never been taught how to highlight. So having those structured strategies has been really effective for me. I always knew that I thought that kids needed to do things for themselves. I always knew that I thought that kids learned better when they were the ones tackling the learning, but I did not know the research behind it. I knew in my head that they didn't need me to spoon feed them the information. They needed to know how to find it. But I did not know the research behind disciplined inquiry. I did not know the research behind student-centered learning. And so K20 and the ARA program has really helped me to establish that body of research to justify why there are days that my kids are doing all the work, because that's how they learn. This year, since it was my third year with ARA, I've written 2 lessons that are published on the K20 Learn website. One of them is Meet Your Match, which is how to punctuate dialogue, because I was a 4th-year teacher realizing that none of my kids knew how to punctuate dialogue in their writing. And then I wrote a lesson on historical and cultural analysis of text called Here There Be Dragons. And they get to look at different dragons in literature and what they symbolize, and how the cultural environment of the time influenced those dragons in the literature. And then coming to these collaboration days and just getting to share my experiences with other educators. I'm in a rural school. I'm the only one that teaches my subjects. So being able to come here and share with other educators that are also the only people in their building teaching this subject, this is the only opportunity I have to do it. I really see my classroom being a place of hands-on learning for my students. I see my kids coming into the room and knowing that they're going to be the ones elbow deep in the material that's important to them. I really believe that English is one of those things, not that science and math aren't, but English is one of those things that you're going to have to read things every day for the rest of your life. You can't get around it. You have to be able to read. And your ability to argue with people, giving them those kinds of skills is really important. And I see myself being able to sell that to my kids and really like connecting that real world learning with my classroom so that when they leave me, they're like complete and functional adults and not just little carbon copies of what I think they should be. I was an alt-cert teacher when I started teaching. So I did not go to school to be an educator. I have a business degree, believe it or not. And so being able to connect with K20 and really just like hone in my skills as an educator, because they really are a very specific set of skills, has really been the opportunity of a lifetime that I can't turn away from. I mean, I went from a baby teacher that had literally never taught a class to I was the 2023 Sky Award winner. I couldn't have done that without K20. This has been an incredible program, and I'm really blessed to have been a part of it.